Last time we talked about how revenue multiples work, but what if the startup doesn't have any revenue yet? That's the case for most early stage companies. They're still creating their product and haven't brought it to market yet, so they have zero revenue. Well, if you have no revenue, you have to use some other multiple measure, like say, number of active users, number of downloads, or maybe even number of employees. Let me show a simple way to do a valuation based on active users. So step one is to find a few public companies that are in a business with a similar business model as yours. You don't have to be in the same exact business, just have a similar model. Like for example, if you have an app where the revenue will be coming from advertising, find companies who have apps with an advertising revenue model. Step two is to calculate the enterprise value for each company. Let's start with Twitter. Twitter, for example, has a market cap of nearly 48 billion. Market cap is how many shares exist times the current stock price. Add market cap plus long-term debt plus capital lease obligations, and that gives you enterprise value, or EV, which is about 51 billion in this case. Divide EV by the number of users, 206 million, and that gives you the value per user or user multiple, which in this case is $249 per user. When we do the same calculation for Facebook and Snapchat, we get $228 and $225 respectively. Because we want to reduce the impact of outliers, we'll choose the median or the middle value, which is Facebook at $228. But we can't use $228 for our user multiple because your startup is a private company. Historically, if you look at two identical companies, but one is public and the other is private, the private company is worth, on average, 30% less than the public company. So in step three, we take our median user multiple and multiply times 1 minus 0.3. That leaves us with a user multiple of $159.7, or 159.7x. Step four is to take that discounted user multiple and multiply times your startup's number of active users, and voila, that's an estimate of the enterprise value of your startup. So if you have, say, 100,000 users and a VC wants to buy 10% of your company, they might be willing to pay $1.6 million. But the actual value of your startup is whatever you can negotiate. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.